Okay, so today we are going to do a little practice with using double loading technique, which is using 2 or more colors on your brush and then painting. So you'll have some colors that are blended, some colors that are pure, which gives it a nice texture. It gives it a creamier feeling, and it's kind of fun to do. So it's kind of mixing on the paper for you. And we're also going to be getting our art technique workbook and painting page 23, okay? And you can see I've done a few of these little pieces already, and then I'm gonna do these with you right now. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna collect our white paper, and we're gonna make sure we have our name, Mrs. K, and a 5 on it, and then turn it over. Then you're gonna need one of these little dog bowls with the water and sponge. And then you're gonna get one of these little trays with a paper towel and paints in it. And this is what you're gonna be using, and at the end of class, you're gonna just throw away the paper towel, okay? So with double loading, you can get multiple brushes, and you can do whatever you want. I did kind of like a curvy lines here, it does not matter. So with double loading, let's say I'm gonna start with white. I can have white on my brush, then I go into the blue, and then you paint. You can kind of see how the colors kind of make a nice mark. It kind of blends together. My brush might be a little bit wet. Let's see what happens when I do blue and green, yellow, which makes green. You get, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. So you can see how this one has a little more yellow, that's a little more mixed. This one has the initial blue in it. And maybe I can do red, yellow, and maybe a little bit of white. So all those colors there. I kind of flip the paintbrush around. So you're just doing little blobs on here. It doesn't have to look like anything, though it can. But just kind of have fun to see what happens when you get these colors. Look at that one, has like a really thick mark there. Maybe I'm just gonna not even clean off my brush with the red, and I get some of the pink right in there. If you want a total color change, that's when you're gonna take that sponge and make sure you're not jamming the sponge, you're just kind of wiping it on there, okay? Maybe I'll start with white with a little bit of yellow. And I always think of, when I think of double loading, I think of like Van Gogh's. Your work's gonna be a lot thicker. You can almost see some of the heavier color on there and where the colors have kind of mixed. So it's just kind of fun to do. We'll be creating our painting next week, but just to kind of have fun with the double loading technique first on here. And then when you get your workbook on page 18, we're just gonna do some color mixing. So you can see this right here, it says red and blue. So I painted a red and blue over it, and then I mixed it to get a violet, which is a secondary color. Then I did blue and yellow mixed and got a green, and then yellow and red to get my orange. You don't have to paint these. You can just do the color little dots right there, it's fine. And then down here is the tints and shades. So remember, tints are when you add white, and then shades are when you add black. So if I'm gonna use a tint, so the white and blue, I always start with the white first, and then I'm gonna take just a little bit of blue and mix it, okay? It doesn't take much color to add when you add it to white to change it. So just a little bit of blue, then you can paint this little section in. Then you wanna clean out your brush, being careful not to splatter, wipe it off. And this next one's shade, which is black and blue. And shade's the opposite. You don't need a lot of black, so you just take mostly blue and just a titch of black, mix it up, and then you'll get almost like a navy blue color in there, okay? And the great thing about this today, when you're finished with this, you're just gonna take this whole thing and throw it away, and then keep the plastic so that we'll use it in other classes.